I got my spring start. And I graduated just very recently in September. We had a great sold out fashion show for the graduates in November. And so that was a really good base for me to build on for this collection, which is a continuation of the grad collection. And yeah, and it was a very good experience. Fashion Week has been very good to me. I've had a really good response. Yeah, so when I was originally going to go to fashion school out of high school, but I did university because my parents wanted me to do something more traditional. So I did psych. I did a few years of that. When I did that, I applied to some fashion schools because I realized that is actually what I wanted to do. And so Blanche invited me to their graduate show at the time, and it was amazing. The students were very high quality, and the garments were very high quality, and it was beautifully set. It was at the Permanent, and so there was this vault that the models came out of, and it was very beautiful. As a fashion design student, I'm really inspired by really things around me, and for my first collection, I kind of went back. I kind of examined what made me interested in fashion. One of the things that really inspired me was Dior. So I kind of took motifs from Dior's very original designs, as well as my own ethnic heritage. So there are a lot of Chinese motifs, or at least very subdued Chinese motifs in the clothes as well. And that kind of comes through in the collection's name, which is TIAN. So TIAN is number one, the contraction of the name Christian Dior. And that's the kind of nickname that his sister gave him as the short version of Christian. And of course, Tian in Chinese is sky. So there's like raindrop motifs, stars, kind of like the glittery kind of sunrise aspect of the last dress as well. So that's kind of what ties it in all together. So the next season is going to be September, spring, summer 2019. And that's going to be, a new direction. I've already thought of the theme. It's going to be a surprise, but I'm working on it already, so I'm pretty excited. Partly I choose my models. A lot of the models I know already from Fashion Week in the past, being front of house. So I know who they are, what their vibe is like. As well, I feel like it's important for the models to embody the clothes and not the other way around, for the clothes to embody the people. For photo shoots or for modeling, I don't really have very strict guidelines as a creative director, because I want those people to take the clothes and interpret it their own way, as opposed to being like, oh, I want you to pose this way or that way, or the photographer to take this picture or that picture. I want them to take it and to interpret it their own way, as opposed to how I really want it. So it comes through as more of a natural and collaborative effort instead of something that's very kind of like just what I want. So I think the models feel that when I tell them to, I give them very brief, very loose guidelines as to kind of what I want, and they're welcome to take it however they think it should go. I feel like when people are having fun, instead of trying to think, oh, he wants this, so I'm gonna do this, right? I think that becomes more natural, and people can see it through the photography, through the modeling. So what's important is how the clothes make you feel. Obviously I use like nice materials and beautiful fabrics that feel really good, and I want that to come through, right? Like you feel confident, you feel sexy, you feel strong, and I think that is really important. And it's not just how it's supposed to be worn, it's how you take that and incorporate it into your aesthetic. What's important to me is, for example, like having unisex items, right? So you can take it and dress it up with a pair of heels, or you can wear it with some sneakers, or a guy can take it and wear it with their wardrobe. I feel like what's important is that you interpret it instead of the designer projecting some kind of image onto somebody else. I think the scarf is pretty important. especially in Vancouver, because you're usually under like a big coat or a jacket. And speaking of which, I think the jacket is the most important piece in a wardrobe because it's the first thing people see. You know, you might have a very beautiful dress or a very beautiful silk t-shirt or something, but the first impression is like the jacket, right? And it's the thing that people on the street will see. So yeah, I think in terms of the most important piece in the wardrobe is the jacket. In terms of like ratio of price in my own wardrobe, most of it, like 50% is jackets. Like those are my most expensive pieces for sure. Because I feel like even if you have a plain black t-shirt and some nice jeans, that's great. But your first impression and the primary piece is the jacket. So it might be like a beautiful embroidered jacket or a hand embellished jacket, and that will create that punch. So I have social media and a website. So my Instagram is @StudioJasonSue, and my website is simply www.studiojasonsue.com. Yeah, and I'll be looking into doing pop-up shops in the future with some of the local boutiques, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Actually, I've been looking into collaborating with some like accessories brands or jewelry brands or like shoe brands into doing like collaborative shoots, so people can see like what local designers can put out there and have outfits that look really put together and have it all local and sustainable. I think the most important thing is to invest in very timeless but unique items. For example, you know, this shirt is a button-up, so that's very timeless, but it's an interesting print and material. So for example, this I could wear this season, 5 seasons after, or 10 years afterwards, right? So it's important to have those pieces that don't go out of style. When in doubt, dark colors.